Hey guys, thanks for checking back in. Those of you who are new to the channel, thanks for watching. Definitely subscribe, comment, like. Any questions, I'd love to answer them. I know I do get a bunch of questions on a lot of the other videos. Happy to respond and help out in any way. This is a video basically about the parts I've received so far for the new car. Ordered a ton of stuff. Everything's been so far, some things been quick, some things it's been weeks. I'm still waiting on the rear. That's going to be out for a while. So far, things that aren't here that I'm waiting for. The rear, the transmission's getting locally built. Doing a power glide there. Did some things with the gearing on that. Hopefully to help out with running 1/8 mile and quarter if I get to that. Rear is coming from Trick Chassis. That's a 40 spline spool. Strange axles. Haven't decided on the brakes on that yet. See what my funds are going to be. I like to do the TBMs, which I haven't even opened this yet, so we'll go through some of this stuff. So I do have to order the anti-roll bar. Got to figure out that so far on the rear end. Other than that, the coilovers, I just got the alert. Those actually shipped out today. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, actually, which is pretty cool. So I may do like an update on this video, or just do like a video strictly doing the front end, because that's going to be the missing piece. The coilovers, and I can do the brakes. I got the drop spindles here. So I may just do a video strictly on the front end. Waiting on the turbo. So I haven't heard anything on that. Can't wait to see that thing. I did choose the powder coated option. To do like a powder coated black, so I would imagine that's the hold up time wise, which I get because even anyone local is a month out. Yeah, so we'll see what's up with the turbo there, which is fine. I mean, I'm waiting. So I sent the engine to my local guy. Not sure if we talked about it when I was putting the heads back on the short block. Snapped one of the head studs. So he's taking care of that. Also just having to go through everything, make sure everything's good. So that's it. So I'm waiting on that. Once the engine comes back, I could start. I got the mid plate and I have the front plate. I could try to see where it's going to line up. I talked to my transmission guy. He's going to let me borrow a power glide case so I can just kind of get the mock-up stuff going. I do have to order a transmission cross member for the power glide. So I should probably do that soon. I'm thinking about it. And then once the turbo's here, I could figure out what's going on, as far as the piping, how I'm going to put the radiator in. We'll get to that stuff in the future. Yeah, so let's get started. Start off with the headers. These are Flowtech headers. I know they're China headers, but honestly, they did a really nice job on them. All the welds look really good. I've heard a lot of good things. A lot of guys going real fast with these. So that's number one. I did put the engine in the car with the front plate and these on it. So what I'll do is I'll put a photo of that right here. All right, next up we have the 2-inch drop spindles from Racecraft. These are so nice, I don't even want to put them on the car because I don't want them to scratch. I mean, these are really nice. If you need anything from Racecraft, highly recommend it. I'm going to be honest with you guys, they ship as quick as Amazon. I ordered stuff 2 days later, it's there. Same thing with Motion Raceworks. Anything from Motion Raceworks, if they have it in stock, it's coming quick. I mean, 2-day shipping on any stuff I've ordered from them so far. So that's these. These are going to help with keeping the front end of the nose down and not having to, I guess, crank on the coilovers. Kind of leave them at a specific height. So that's what these really come in. The front of the car is going to be low. Oh my God, I'm guessing like my other car. I mean those are just less than. A little bit less than 2 inches on those springs. So in that course, it's nice. All right, so Haven't even opened this up yet. This is another product from Racecraft. Put staples on here. These are the caster camber plates for the top of the strut. Oh wow, these are nice. Nice powder coated top. This holds in from the bottom. Nice hardware, really nice product. Two of these, one on each side, and then you could adjust both camber and caster. My other car has that as well. I think it had. I don't have the Racecraft ones though. Those are another brand. I can't remember right now. These brakes, TBM brakes, made for a 82 to 92 Camaro. I was a little not disappointed, I don't say disappointed, but I was kind of upset after these arrived, or like right after they shipped out. Doug Cook, who owns Motion Raceworks and TBM, posted that they are now making these brakes for our cars, third-gen Camaros, on spindle mount, which I kind of wanted to do spindle mount, but I wasn't sure about the brakes, or I mean, I could have ordered the wheels like that, and I probably would have done it had I known, but it's not a big deal. I mean, I also heard that spindle brakes aren't the best if you're going to do any type of street driving. Here are the calipers and the hub. Oh, this is the hub. You can't even believe how light these are. I mean, talk about light. Beautiful machine work. Love the coating on there. These are probably going to stick out in the front unless I put a spacer, but it's alright. Came with all the bearings, all the hardware, even included the specific brake fluid, DOT 5.1 that they recommend. Well, I mean, I think they actually require it, I don't think it's recommended. So that, which is nice, so you have everything you need. Must be the cow. Oh yeah, look at these. Beautiful. And also came with the pads as well. So, I mean, what unbelievable work they do on these. It's a great product. Comes with nice fittings. These are the little pads, which I hear will hold up even on drag and drive events. I think Doug Cook said he had them on his Nova. He did like the Midwest drags last year, and I think he did like 20 passes and all the driving on the drag week, and no issues at all, no issues stopping, which I thought was pretty cool. Next, which I'm sure everybody has been waiting for, and I'm going to tell you right now, these things are light and beautiful. So these are 17-inch RC component Hammer S wheels, and I chose the Exile contrast cut with the black. And I mean, these are, barely even lifting them with my fingers. I mean, it's so light. So these are, I can't wait to see these on. I'm going to order the Mickey Thompson 20 26 by 6 wheel tires for these. And I do have a paint combination that I'm going to do, kind of mimicking the other cars slightly. But I am going to do these, all this contrast cut aluminum is going to be gold, like a nice gold, kind of to match like an IROC logo type of gold. So stay tuned for that. I got to send these out shortly and get that done. Just want to make sure everything fits before I do anything to them. But these are really nice. The fronts only took 2 weeks to get. It did say, it said 4 weeks on it, but they came in 2. So I was actually surprised, and they're unbelievably light. I'll definitely do another video weighing some of this stuff, especially the brakes. I want to see the brake and spindle compared to the stock brake and spindles weights, because I know it's a huge weight savings. I mean, just lifting up those TBM calipers and the hubs, I mean, there's no way it's not. These are by far my favorite. So these guys are 15 by 10 RC component hammer rears, 5-inch back spacing. I really wanted to do 4. Was talking to another 3rd gen guy on Mullet Militia Facebook page. He's got the 4-inch back spacing, but he took his rear down 2 inches and a quarter. I only took mine down 2 inches on either side, and I was afraid that it would rub, and I didn't want to, have to wait a month for wheels that didn't fit. And again, another inch, no big deal. I mean, that's what she said, but I mean, I'm sure I'll be really the only one that notices it. They do have a decent lip. I was just hoping for a little bit more. But I am going to, once the rear is here, I'm going to put these on, and for some reason, if I have the room to go one more, I could send them back, because this car is definitely going to take a while. I could probably wait the month, send these back, get the other ones made, depending on price, difference. I'm not sure how much it would be to send them back. I know they have stickers on them saying once you mount tires on them, you own them. The fronts, I know for sure, I'm 99% sure those are going to be good to go. Obviously I want to put it on and test everything, but I think, as far as all the research I did, I think the fronts are good. The TBM hubs are 5x475, which is what those front wheels are made. Same with the back. But we'll see. These are black lip and also the contrast cut. I believe they call it Exile contrast cut, something similar to that. And then obviously the black ring, contrast cut ring on for the single lock. These are beautiful. Been waiting to see these. I can't wait till they're on the car with tires, regardless of size, whether it's these 5s or I go with the 4-inch. It's gonna look unbelievable. I can't wait. These are, let me show you this first. So I'm on that Facebook page, Boosted LSX Facebook page. And there's a guy named Mark Enwia, I'm not sure, hopefully that's how you pronounce his name, it's E-N-W-I-A. He does, he's an engine builder, and he also does his own aftermarket heads, boarding, valves, the whole bit. So I reached out to him. I've seen some of his stuff getting posted on there, and look good. And I hear a lot of guys making a lot of power with his stuff. Being that it is a stock bottom end, I really want to do the Frankensteins, but they kind of like require a 4-inch bore, which is like what my other car is, 4-inch stroke. So I want to stick with the stock bottom end for now, and I reached out to him. He set these heads up for me, and they are not light by any means. So whatever weight I'm saving on the brakes is coming with these heads. But I'd rather have a super heavy head than people on head gaskets and stuff, because I know the stock head, LS heads tend to get flighty and blow head gaskets. But these are really nice, hoarded. Let me try to come around and show you some of that hoarding. Hopefully it's capturing any of it in there. That, and then, holy cow, this thing's heavy. Hopefully you can see it in there, but everything's opened up nice. Really nice job. I believe he has his own machine shop that does everything in-house. Got the 660 lift springs, titanium retainers. It does have the O-ring exhaust gaskets, which he was saying sometimes these gaskets right here, sometimes they could not fit as well. I have to put this special like silicone stuff around the exhaust, the header gasket as well. So let's see what happens with that. This is MJE. This is that's his business signature trademark there. Well, real happy with these. I can't believe the weight difference. Definitely going to do a video with weighing these and the stock ones. Big difference, but I think it's for a reason. So also talking to him, I asked him about what rockers I should run, and he had a set of these Harlan shop roller rockers, Harlan Sharp, and they actually have a little roller on the tip where it seats up to the spring. So it's supposed to be be able to handle a lot more RPM. The stock rockers are okay, but I think under heavy boost and high RPM, you could have an issue there. So I figured why not spend the extra money on the heads, might as well make everything good on there. So I got these rockers as well. I do have to measure for the push rods. I know he was mentioning that with the decking of the heads and the rockers, that I will possibly need like 2 different sizes, one for intake push rod length and one for exhaust push rod length. We'll see how that goes once I start to do the final assembly on there. These are very expensive. Start with that. These are Johnson lifters. These lifters are rated for real good RPM. If you're going to run anything over 7,500, you should be running these. These are the Johnson short travels. And you also don't need the trays. So these are the stock GM LS lifter tray. These actually have an arm connected to it. So like this, so it will never pop up. So or never spin. It won't spin sideways. You can't turn sideways when it's moving up and down. These will tend, depending on, you know, how they get, I've heard can actually turn the lifter sideways, let the lifter spin, and then it wrecks the cam, obviously the lifter itself, and you could have a real problem. So which is nice, so basically just pop these in and they do their own thing. Push rod goes on there, the other end goes on the rocker. So these are real nice. You know, a lot of this stuff, even though I'm running a stock bottom end, a lot of this stuff can be transferred to another motor, which I'm planning to build probably for next year. Or, I mean, maybe not, who knows, depending on how this runs. But, you know, I'm getting all the good stuff. I don't want to mess around, I don't want to have problems. I mean, obviously you always have some sort of a problem depending on what it is, but at least if I could do it right from the beginning and go from there. I mean, my other black car realistically has been unbelievable considering I built it myself. I did the research, figured out what I needed, obviously I had some help here and there. But, you know, just getting the good parts, spending the money on the, you know, on the good stuff, definitely turned out better in the long run, less issues. You know, I drove it today to work. I try to take it when it's nice out. Today it's like almost 70, so I figured let me drive it. I may want to change the exhaust on that, but I don't want to get off topic. We'll talk about that going forward. So in the other box there, it's just the other rear wheel and the other cylinder head. As far as anything else, that's all I got for now. I have the guy doing the engine. I may just have him do the heads and do all this stuff just to make sure like everything's good and he's obviously knows what he's doing. Especially after spending all this money, I don't want to mess anything up. So maybe I'll have him just do the final assembly. I do have one more thing which I guess I could open it up. This is also from the guy Mark. It is a custom cam, custom grind cam. I wasn't sure what cam to go with, and I figured why not just do something that's custom to my setup and not have any issues. Although I hear like the BTR stuff is really good too. But I guess he gets a comp cam and then he puts his own little twist on it. If you haven't ever dealt with comp cams, they're actually really good. That's the cam I had in my black car when it was NA, before I put the blower on it. And that thing sounded great, had really good mid-range power. So I mean, the fact that he uses a comp cam to start with and then does his own little twist to it is a good sign. So nothing really to see here with the future cam. Looks like he did a lot of really nice machining on it. But I'm hoping to hear this thing. It is set up for high RPM. Mid-range and RPM, which is like the ultimate goal in this type of drag racing, is to get the RPMs up and just build that boost. Obviously, RPM makes boost. That's it for now. So I'm loving the project, learning a lot. I think the most challenging part of this is probably going to be the wiring. I did go to the Holly school, which I am going to do a video on that. Kind of forgot about it until right now. I went to the Holly training, EFI training class. It was there's 3 parts. I did 2 parts, 2 days each part. So it was like a total of 4 days. And it was actually at the Corvette Museum. It was pretty cool. So I learned a lot there as far as how to set a car up, you know, what sensors to use, which is kind of like less. And I'd also like to try to be able to tune it on my own at the track, so I'm not like kind of at somebody else's mercy. Which, I mean, obviously there's some amazing tuners out there, but if I'm in between passes, I want to be able to know what I'm doing, change here, change there. See a lot of guys tuning their own stuff, and that's kind of what the route I wanted to go in, which is why I took the class. But when I was there, I definitely learned a lot as far as, you know, how to wire, you know, what relays to use, what sensors to use. Definitely gonna do shock sensors, drive shaft sensors. I'm gonna run the car on CO2, so I have sensors for that. A lot of fail safes if it's, you know, crank pressure and stuff. So there's a lot to learn there still. I'm actually gonna go back to the 3rd phase of it. I'm trying to get into that class in August. So I can kind of like, I'm hoping to have this started up by end of the summer, maybe September. So if I can get to that class, the 3rd one, I think I'll learn a lot from that and be able to, you know, put that knowledge to, you know, getting the car set up and just learning it. I've never had a car that's going to be this powerful. So it's going to be a lot to learn and make it go straight. I mean, the Menser struts and coilovers, that's going to be a huge thing, because I think it's really going to help out a lot. I mean, some of the fastest guys are running that stuff, and I just figured, why not just start there? Well, stay tuned, and thanks for checking in. Gonna have videos coming soon. Once I get a couple other things, like I said, I want to do a video on the front end, putting that together. I think that'll be a nice one. Once the coilovers will be here tomorrow, I'm not sure how quick I'll be able to get on it. Hopefully, if not tomorrow, definitely beginning of next week. I like to spend a bunch of hours and rip all that stuff out, and then get the coilovers in, cast the camber plates in, get the brakes on, and see how it looks. Get the wheels on. I'm excited to see it all starting to come together. But thanks for checking in. Any other questions, comments, definitely hit me up. Appreciate the guys doing that. And I'll definitely get some videos of my other car too. I'm gonna start doing some of that stuff now. I know last video I lied. I was like, this car is done. I'm just gonna drive it. But then I realized, wait a second, I have to do the brakes. I got to do all this stuff on there. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. And I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks again.